Hello and welcome everybody, and thank you for joining me once again. My name is Wilky and I'm here with a quick update video before the open beta or slash Headstart of Kritika Online goes live. And we did receive some patch notes, which at parts are very clear, at other times they just say basic things and we don't really know what it exactly is. But we'll go over the patch notes real quick and I'll give you some of the insights that I have of them. First of all, this is probably one of the most important things. We will open the downloads at 8 AM PDT. That's 1 hour before the Headstart begins. So 1 hour before these servers go live, we will be able to update the client from closed beta to open beta. They do say, though, that the update is not going to be too big, so there should be enough time to prep. We'll see about that. I assume everybody's going to try and download or update their client during that 1 hour, so I'm curious to see how well their servers will hold out under the load. But if they really say it's not too big, then it should be doable. Founder packs items will be delivered to your delivery box. There might be a bit of a delay, and for those of you who played other games, that's normal. Not everything's gonna be working 100%, especially since this is open beta. This is not a full release, so keep that in mind. It's still a beta, and just give it a bit of time. The other thing I find really cool, though, is if you log into North America and Europe, you'll get a Founders Pack in both. So I assume they did that in order to prevent people from logging into the wrong region, and then going through the hassle of writing a support ticket. Was like, oh, well, I logged into NA, but I want to play in Europe, or vice versa. Can I switch my Founder Pack items? So I assume this is the reason why they did that, but actually that's quite a nice idea to at least avoid that kind of problem. Regarding name stomping, I assume that's taking names from other people. I never heard the term, to be honest. But it seems like grab your name and play don't ruin others' days. It seems that name stomping was a thing in closed beta or something. I'm not entirely sure why they mention it here, but it seems that some people are that vicious that I would just create a plethora of accounts and take every name that is either popular or maybe used by some other person I don't like. I don't exactly know about that, but luckily for me, that very rarely occurs. So yeah, and as I said, this is still a beta, so please report bugs and give feedback. That's very important. If you encounter anything, please at least mention it on the forums, or depending on the severity, go and actually write a ticket with as many details as possible in order to improve the game, make it last as long as possible. Let's go straight to the patch notes, to version 151 or 151. They highlighted a few points. We're just going to skip those. We're just going to go straight to the danger zones. So danger zones, hard mode of danger zones now worth 6 times the XP of instead of 8. That's one of the nerfs that we talked about in the other video. Gold rewards are normalized regardless of rest points. This is what I mentioned when they said something about gold drops being constant. So basically, even if you have 0 rest points, you're still going to get the exact amount of gold, at least from the coins, from the loot, and from the ending cards. Keep in mind, though, that the frequency of drops will still be depending on rest points, but generally you will not start getting like 50 gold, you'll still always get 500. So that's good. Cost to summon a 3-star intrusion boss has increased to 30 instead of 10. That's a very drastic nerf, and I personally don't like that steep of a change. By the time I was 65 with my Doomblade, I was able to summon 9 of these bosses in a row. So by these rates now, that would be 3. And collecting those letters is not actually... it's not hard, but it takes time. And I don't like that at all. I think that's a bit of a too drastic nerf. But we'll see how that plays out in the long run. Increased drop rates in Xanadu. Okay. Increased drop rates in Starhenge. That's very good, because Starhenge dungeons had a very shitty drop rate. So that's really good. Changed access to Starhenge to only require level 65, that's very good. Starhenge bosses now drop Violet Boss Souls, also very good. So basically Starhenge seems to be becoming more viable than it used to be. Changed the quest rewards, okay. Changed resurrection limits to Starhenge to 6 times on hard and 4 times on extreme, so it's basically made a bit easier, I suppose. And removed the party leader's advantage to becoming a party MVP. I don't even know what the advantage was in that regard, but it seems there was one. So we'll see about that. Quest, fixed various broken quests, very good. Some quests that required 4 party members now only require 2. Some. That seems not all, but I suppose I don't even know which quests other than the jewelry quest or so required 4. But we'll see about that in a couple hours. 6 daily quests to not auto-complete in Danger Zone, okay? Store adjusted prices of various EMP store items. A single costume now costs... All single costumes, I think they mean all single costume pieces. Cost 125 cred. And a costume set costs 995, so not actually 1000, but 995. For those of you wondering, that's basically just to start creating uneven numbers, so people will not be able to get down to 0 as easily. But that's just a psychological thing. Very common in pretty much every cash shop. UI increased the number of free character slots from 4 to 6. That's very cool. Reduce the cred cost for adding an extra enhancement point during advanced enhancement transfer. Okay. Improved crafting to require fewer blueprint types. That's good. Added a subcategory to consumable item... What? Added subcategories to consumable items menus in various UI. I'm not even sure who writes these things. Okay. Added boss data for Dominion Advanced Training Camp bosses. That's very good. Added reward data for bosses in Parliament Hall. Okay. Fixed instances where arena ranking wasn't displaying for some arena results. That's a very good thing, because that was very annoying. Skills failing due to cooldowns, no longer spam the chat window. Very, very good. The costume upgrade button has been removed temporarily. Okay, maybe there have been issues, or they might be trying to rework the system. As far as items go, potions of emergency relief are now forbidden in the arena. Okay. Removed some items from the guild store. Meh. Stabilizing hammers are not tradable through gold. That's a very cool thing. Costumes are not tradable. Okay. Adjusted bindings on some gear. Changed name and description of some consumables. Adjusted items for sale by Cerulean. That's the lady in Starhenge. Adjusted the available costumes in Kygerfeld's shop. Whatever adjusted means. I really hate the word adjusted, because it doesn't tell us, is it more, is it less, is it higher, is it lower? I just hate that word so much in Patchnotes, but yeah. Changed Kygerfeld badges to bind on account. Good lord, that's such a good change. That basically means you can at least have a safe amount to use on every character, and you're basically not forced to farm the base amount on every character. That's really cool. And Miscellaneous, added ability to reverse mouse Y-axis and X-axis in the game option menu. Massive rebalance of skills and effects in PvP. Whatever that massive rebalance is. This is where I hope we're gonna get more detailed patch notes in the future, because this is quite tedious, because, well, yeah, what is it? What is that massive rebalance? Adjusted pet stamina recovery in town. Well, that's good, because the recovery in town was, I think, every 10 minutes 1 point. That's almost nothing. I think you even had to be AFK or something, so that's... Reverted Rogue's appearance to the original version. I don't know what the original version looked like, but we're gonna be seeing that soon. Changed party quest rewards, okay. Improved the graphic resolution and changed the narrator voice of the intro movie, okay. Lowers the default value of the sound setting. Very good. I don't want my eardrums to be blasted. That's so many games do that wrong. Usually when I start new games, what I do is I put my headphones off, because I don't want my eardrums to be blasted through. Because most games do tend to run at 100% volume, and that's not very pleasant. Added autocomplete dropdowns to auction house search box. That's good. Added a ping data mouse over tooltip to the ping icon. That's very cool. So you can actually see the detailed or more detailed ping now by hovering over the icon. That's all for the patch notes we will be getting. I assume there might be more patch notes in the future, but generally saying, Headstart is going to be going live in around about 2 hours, 25 minutes for me. So hopefully I'll see some of you guys already in Headstart. And for those of you who do not have the Headstart or Founders Pack, basically you'll be able to play the game within 2 days or roughly 50 hours from now on. So hopefully I see you there. Thanks for tuning in. As I said, pre-download is gonna start in around about 1.5 hours, so keep your eyes peeled on that and try to get the client updated as soon as possible. Anyways, that's all for today. Maybe I'll punch out a video later after my grinding. If not, I'll catch up with you probably in the following few days to see how things are going. Anyways, that's all. Thank you guys, and as always, I hope I will see you next time as well.